Hey everybody, this is Samantha with More Than Serendipity Visual Marketing. I'm here with Cookie with iFoam of Denver, and we are both members of the Brighton Business Builders. And I have the pleasure today of interviewing Cookie so she can tell us a little bit about her business and give us some fun details. I'll tell you, I'll start with just a fun story, sort of fun story. It took me a little while when you were doing your introductions to realize you were saying iFoam. I thought you were an iPhone company, which just
It
kind of
happens. That's why I try to wear our apparel so I can
yes,
say iPhone.
iFoam with an M. But I
Yeah.
also thought that in the Def Leppard song that probably came out in the 70s that he was talking about a red iPhone. So I was like, well, that's progressive. So I just apparently hear iPhone everywhere.
That's awesome. So normally people do hear iPhone and in their mind is iPhone. And so I have to say, no, iFoam, like spray foam
Yes.
insulation.
And it
Like,
makes
oh,
perfect
okay.
sense. And you have
Yes.
the cutest logo. I love it.
Our little gnome, Nomi,
Yes, your
he's
little
quite
Nomi.
famous.
It's so
Yes.
good. So how did you get into iFoam? How did you start with that?
I was looking for a new adventure. I had spent over 25 years in corporate America in telecommunications, and I was ready for something new and different, a new challenge that was in no way connected to telecom. And I started researching franchises, and I came across horsepower brands, and that brand then offered me multiple options around home services.
Mhm.
And for home services, the one that I really connected with was insulation, because iFoam is the colors are so out there.
Yeah.
They caught my eye, and then I started learning more about spray foam, which I knew existed, but I had never really um, learned more about it. So I started geeking out a little bit, and I thought it was so cool to have this chemical reaction that creates a product that insulates buildings. And I just thought, how cool. This is science and technology coming together in a
Mhm.
really cool packaging,
Yeah.
really cool brand.
And so who would benefit from knowing more about iFoam?
Anyone who owns a home, anyone who is in the construction industry, anyone who cares about the environment. And really, there's a lot of applications for spray foam outside of insulation. There are many Hollywood sets that are made from with spray foam.
Oh, really?
So it's also used for artistic purposes, not just construction and insulation. So really, insulation is an industry that has products that are have been around for many decades to newer products that there's constant innovation in terms of insulation, and any homeowner should know at least a little bit about insulation so they can make an informed decision when it's time to upgrade their insulation, which also many people don't know that over time fiberglass and cellulose, that's probably in most attics in our area, it degrades over time. So if your house is more than 20 years old, it's probably time to have an inspection done so that you can find out what's up there. And sometimes it is scary what's up there.
I bet. I bet. So, and if someone's home is over 20 years, do you come out and do a free inspection or is there a cost associated with that?
No, we absolutely do a free inspection, and that's how we start the process. You reach out, we set up an appointment, and we come out for free, and we assess your home. For most homes that are over 20 years old, the most impactful areas that we can attack are the rim joist, which is where your framing connects with the concrete foundation of your home, and the attic, because those two things work together. It's a system that works together, so air can come in through those gaps in your foundation and flow through to your attic. So it creates this flow of air. You want to stop that flow of air. So we come in, we first ask you some questions, right? Try to understand what your needs are, what goals you might have, what problems you might have. And then we go into your attic and we take pictures so that you don't have to go up there, and we can show you what we find. And from there, we sit down and present options. We always like giving people options so that they understand there's a gamut of solutions, from sticking with the same product you have, to extracting it and applying a new product, to, in some cases, nothing, right? There have been homes that we come into that people are worried about it. We go in and we realize, wow, this house is insulated up to code and it's sealed very well. And we just give you that peace of mind that everything's good.
Yeah.
So, and all of that is free.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. That's great. And so what if you have a newer home? Is there still a reason to potentially have an inspection?
Yes, absolutely. When people move into new homes, sometimes they think, "Oh, this is brand new, so everything's gonna be perfect." And once they live in it, it's like, "Oh, this room is drafty," or "That room is too hot." And we have found homes that they're newer, and they don't have the insulation that they should have based on the code requirements, the building code. So in those cases, same process. You call us, we come out for free, inspect it. We find that oftentimes, if you have had any type of electrical work, if you ended up installing can lights and these new things, sometimes as they're doing that work, they'll push all the insulation out of the way to
Mhm.
do their work, but then they forget to bring it back. And sometimes we find that there are gaps, areas of the attic that are completely bare. And then that's the work that we can do, where we can just address a specific area, but it certainly happens for newer homes as well.
Awesome. Well, that's good to know. I think there's so much new builds around here and there's so many people moving in that there's potential for that. I've heard some crazy stories about just different, not just insulation, just new builds and some of the things that don't get done. So,
And I think one best practice for everyone would be have a great inspector. If
yeah,
you're buying a property, always have an inspector that's gonna check every little thing, and then ask questions when you get the report. Not just file it away, but actually read it and see what are some of the gaps. That's
yeah,
the best time really to address some of these concerns, is when you're, it can be a negotiating tool,
yeah.
right? When you're buying a property, but also before you move in is the best time to do all this work.
So that
So
was
that
gonna be
we're,
my next question. If you had to do the whole attic, I think I remember, and I don't want to spoil the surprise or anything, but I think I remember from your presentation, you can't be in the house when that's happening, right? So
yes.
what does that mean for the homeowner?
So if you go with spray foam, which is the best product, and will last decades, right? There's studies that have seen it last 50, 60 years,
Okay.
and it potentially lasts longer, but we haven't had it around long enough to know
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
can go live beyond that, or uh, re- retain its properties beyond that. But definitely, if spray foam is your choice, it's a great investment. And when we're applying it, we require that any living thing is out of the house.
Okay.
So you
So
and
even
your
a
pets
lizard
need
has
to,
to go away.
yes,
I have
we,
one.
the chemical reaction
Mhm.
that creates spray foam that makes it changes it from a liquid to a solid, releases fumes, right?
Oh,
Releases gases that are very toxic. So when we apply that product, we are in full respirators, and really our skin's covered. So definitely everybody needs to be out of the home, and allow 22 hours for that product to cure. And then once it's cured and it's a solid, it doesn't release anything,
Okay.
which makes it another great solution if you have a very, very dusty home.
Mhm.
That dust is like it's going through this cycle of it's on your insulation in the attic, and every time you turn on your AC or your furnace, it disturbs insulation. Particles fly in the air, they come into your home, and it's just constantly circulating. So spray foam eliminates that piece.
That's good, because I don't want any of those particles in my lungs. I can only think it's
Yes.
amazing what that floats around in the air.
So it is a great solution for households where there's a lot of sensitivities and allergies.
Mhm.
Definitely a great product for that.
Awesome. Good. So, like I said, when we started, we're both members of the Brighton Business Builders. I have been in that group for nowhere near since its inception, because I think it was around for like 15 years before I even moved to Colorado. But for quite a long time. But you're relatively new. What brought you to the group?
I joined when I opened my business last year. I joined a couple of different chambers of commerce around the area.
Mhm.
And within them, there's all these subgroups. And when I looked at the Brighton Chamber, I found this fabulous group that I was like, I'm going to go check them out.
Mhm.
And from day one, I felt really comfortable with the group. Everybody was very open, very supportive. And I was learning a lot about everybody's businesses and how they conduct themselves. And it's been kind of like a mentoring group in a way. And there's a lot of just personal connections that develop. And it's funny because I walked in the first day, and the first person I see, Erica, is somebody I knew from my previous work. So it was like, oh my goodness, a familiar face.
That's always
And
nice.
so that was so nice to reconnect with her. And it's been just so wonderful to have a community of like-minded business leaders who are out there fighting the good fight of keeping their
Yes.
businesses successful and helping the community along the way. I think that's really important to me as well.
I think that's one thing that I love about this group. I joined when I was in the hotel business, and I couldn't leave. I just couldn't leave. So I adore them because of that. There really is a friendship piece of it that comes first, right? They're very welcoming, and that's not always the case when you start a new networking group. Sometimes it feels a little, but I know that most of the members try really hard to welcome, especially when you see new people come through. So
It's been amazing, just the response from people and the warmth. That's really cool. I missed a couple weeks because I was on spring break with my family. And when I came back, as soon as I walked in, I got 3 hugs. These are my people.
I love that. I know. Even when
Yeah.
you're not feeling it, you're like, I still have to go because they're my people.
And I always leave there feeling inspired and feeling really motivated. So it's a great group of people.
Good. I'm so glad. So we meet Thursday mornings in Brighton, Colorado. There'll be more information in the caption with our website, which is brightonbusinessbuilders.org, or you can visit the Greater Brighton Chamber of Commerce's website to learn more. We are a group within the chamber, but you can come visit us 2 times without deciding if you want to join. You do have to be a member of the Brighton Chamber in order to join our group. And I think that answers most of the major questions. We'd love to have you come check us out. And Cookie is going to be presenting soon, and she's going to be, her last presentation was so good. So I don't know what she's got coming up, but you guys need to come and see it. It was really great last time. So
It'll be special.
oh,
Something
good.
new.
Something new,
Yes.
something special. Well, you're
Yes.
doing better than me. I'm presenting, I think, next week, and I'll figure it out.
You will. You
Yeah,
will. You
I
work
got
great under pressure.
I think that's the only way I work. All right. Anyway, thank you, Cookie, so much for your time. I really appreciate you sharing about your business and putting yourself out there. This isn't easy.
Oh, I appreciate the time. One other thing that I wanted to mention is Another segment of our market is new builders, new home
Oh,
builders, and custom, which are typically custom home builders that are using spray foam. So definitely we are getting our name out there with local builders, helping them find solutions, because building codes for insulation are becoming more strict, because obviously we need to consume less energy in the home. So we're definitely providing some innovative solutions to builders in the area. And that includes also pole barns and shops and big garages and applications like that, also in the agricultural space. So all of that is also part of the work that we're doing in the greater North Denver area with iFoam.
that's amazing. That's really good. That's a good point. Thank you for reeling that back in, because I didn't ask where your service area was. But so if you wanted connections right now, obviously you help homeowners. We talked a lot about that. But so
Yeah.
builders that are looking to be green, to help move their homes to more of a green friendly.
Yes, and that's a trend, whether you want it or not, because of building codes. So connecting with builders, absolutely, that would be a great connection for us. And we work the whole North Metro area. So if you look at all of Denver, if you look at I-70, anything north of I-70 is where we work. We have gone as far north as Mead, and we're considering a couple projects in Fort Collins. So we are all over the place: Boulder, Broomfield, Superior, Louisville, Westminster, Thornton, Brighton. We
Oh,
are all over. Yes,
wow.
yes.
That's,
A lot of driving.
I guess you'd have to.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Is there anything else that the viewers should know about your business or your team?
I have an amazing team. They're very committed. We have top of the line equipment that we're very proud of, and our technicians certified. We are members of SPFA, which is the spray foam, the largest industry group for spray foam. And we're excited to be in this community and help everybody achieve their energy savings goals.
Well, we're glad to have you. We really are. You're amazing. So
Thank you.
no, thank you. All right, we'll wrap it up with that. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything at all, please feel free to leave us a comment on whatever platform you're seeing this on. And one of us is sure to see it, I hope. Surely, surely. And if not,
Definitely.
come find us on Brighton Business Builders, because we'll definitely love to chat with you. So thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube.